Good afternoon, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I just got back from Valley Produce and Caputo's, which are like stinking madhouses right now. They're like crazy busy compared to what they normally are. Caputo's reminded me of Caputo's like the day before Christmas, I think, or like not the day before Christmas, I think maybe the day before Christmas Eve or earlier. Like we went sometime like maybe a day or two before Christmas Eve, and it was like pretty much as busy, if not maybe busier. It was like I said, a madhouse. Which I don't know, it wasn't even that bad. It was just like there was a lot of people doing their normal grocery shopping, like buying bread and buying, you know, like just like some small little things, you know, and like not buying like, you know, crazy in bulk stuff and things like that. But there were other people that were just like, I mean, they had like huge carts full of stuff. Or, you know, we're just like buying a whole ton of like toilet paper, which both those stores were actually considerably very well stocked. Caputo's had like all the stuff on their end caps. They had tons of water. And Valley Produce, I didn't really go down the toilet paper aisle, but I saw people buying a lot of toilet paper, so I'm assuming that they had a lot still. They had a lot of paper towels too in like the front entry area, but not toilet paper, which they do normally have. Like I said, they have normally a lot there, so it seemed like they didn't have quite as much, but I didn't see too, they seemed like they didn't have maybe as much water, which I don't know, maybe they did. I just wasn't really like looking around because those weren't two things that I needed. But yeah, Menards has got water on sale, so that's where we're going to buy ours tomorrow most likely. But I am kind of hoping that they're even going to have any left. We might just wind up maybe going tonight so we can hopefully get a chance to get some. If not, maybe we'll wind up trying again on tomorrow to see if we can't. And since my dad is actually going to be like out of town, I told you guys how he's meeting with the siblings and everything like that, that maybe I can't try and get to see if he won't stop at like a different Menards on the way home or something and see if they don't have some water. So anyways, guys, that wasn't the main reason I was getting on here. Although my dad actually has to get home from work later, so we're gonna go to Jewel and Aldi after that. Jewel, I have like 5 things I need to get. It honestly should be really quick. I am praying. I literally am gonna get some more of those buy drinks. Whenever I've gotten sick, those things are like my stinking lifesaver. I love those. So I mean, worst comes to worst, I have a neat little stockpile of them. Because again, I was actually drinking one yesterday though, just because I love them. But the problem is too with just regular allergies, sometimes I get stuffy nose, like sort of like a sore throat. Like Matthew and my mom have both said the last several days during the week have felt a little like something in their throats going on. And that's the same thing too when I get allergies, and that's what Matthew said too. He's like, I get it every single time I get allergies. Like, you know, you just feel like you got something in the back of your throat. It just feels kind of like almost like a sore throat, but like it never manifests all the way to being a sore throat. My mom said the same thing, but for me those help, even too like with seasonal allergies. They just help, like I think, coat my throat more when I drink them. They also have Gatorade on sale and 3 produce items. So like I said, I'm going in there for 5 things to Jewel, and then Aldi should be a little interesting because I'm getting some stuff there. Not a whole ton, but on top of that too, Valley Produce actually had chicken breast was on sale for $1.29 a pound. Wasn't advertised, but since I saw it, I was like, hey, guess what? Can't go wrong with buying some extra chicken breast. So we got some of that stuff because, I mean, like if we are, you know, like quarantined to our house or something, we have tons and tons of canned stuff, so we can find something to go with chicken breast. I am sure. So my mom gets really creative too. She's like, I can figure out, we can make this, this, and this. And I'm like, I need to be like, okay, I'm gonna make this stuff to make a freezer dinner with, and you know, that kind of stuff. But I do still have barbecue sauce, and all I need is chicken and barbecue sauce to make barbecue chicken sandwiches. I also need bread buns, I guess. But you know, I was thinking about that too. I was like, you know what, I have a bread machine that I think I've used twice. Not even, I think I used it once. A brand stinking new bread machine that I think has been used once. Guess what I'm gonna buy? I'm gonna buy some yeast because we have plenty of flour. We might need what's it called, powder, whatever the powder stuff is. I want to say fabric softener. not need fabric softener. The other thing that you need to make bread. And I was like, we can stink and make bread, like I said. I'm not going to assume the absolute worst. I'm also not going to assume the absolute best. Like, be prepared and everything, like everybody is saying. But, you know, with everything that's going on right now. But like I said, I'm just like, okay, yeah, if something happens, we have a lot of flour, and we have, you know, like I said, yeast. We can make stinking bread. People have lived off of just nothing but bread for centuries. So, you know, like I said, as long as the power doesn't go out, we can make bread. Even if the power goes out, we can still make bread. I'd have to go in a cookbook and figure that out, but you know, that's a thing. It might taste absolutely horrible because the way I make it stinks. But, what we did end up getting from Caputo's, guys. Look at this, guys. These stinking pizzas from Caputo's, they were on sale and I was like, yes, please, I want some. So the cheese was $6 for one of their gigantic, like that's about the price we pay for, like, you know, Little Caesars pizzas. I think there's $5 or whatever, but with breadsticks, which these I actually think are bigger than Little Caesars pizzas and probably taste way better because it's actually like homemade dough, you know, pizza sauce, cheese and everything like that from like an Italian, you know, grocery store. Stinking awesome. So that, and then this also has got sausage, which is like in there some places. It's kind of hard to see. There wasn't that much sausage on it, but there's just a couple pieces. Matthew actually said, he's like, I probably would actually like the sausage better because it didn't have that much sausage, and it was like actual like sausage, not like the stuff that comes on pre-made pizza and stuff like that. So that's actually what I wanted to show you guys, these awesome pizzas. We also got 2 liters, like 2-liter pops on sale at Caputo's as well. So I was like, hey guys, we're having a pizza party because I am starving also, and these pizzas look stinking awesome. So guys, updates from out in the shopping verse right now. Me and my dad went to Jewel. I told you guys we had 5 things to get. They had no Gatorade. Well, they had a couple Gatorades left, but they were not kinds that like anybody would drink in our house. So we just ended up passing on them. But I'll be totally honest, guys, every single time that Gatorade goes on sale at Jewel, it's always sold out by the time we get there, like for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like the hour that we shop at the store or like what it is, but it's always sold out. Jewel was probably at least twice as worse as Valley Produce and Caputo's were. Again, we went later in the afternoon, so like my dad was like, oh well, it could be because people are getting off of work and everything like that. And then like there was aisles that like didn't have a lot of stuff, but there wasn't like all that much that was like completely gone. I mean, they still had a ton of produce. Like I said, a lot of people are not buying produce, and like potatoes can stay good for a stinking really long time. So I mean, if people are like trying to stockpile stuff, you can keep potatoes fresh for a good time if you know how to store them. And also like, you know, onions, root vegetables, that kind of thing. So, I mean, you can't eat onions straight up, but potatoes you can. So we actually got red potatoes, and we also got regular russet potatoes because they were both on sale anyway. And then we also got some cantaloupe at Jewel and some grapes. They actually had a ton of grapes, which I was scared they were going to be all sold out of. But like I said, our store was stocked as far as produce went. Everything else it seems like they didn't have. The only other thing I was going for was those buy drinks, and they had those still. So I picked up a couple more of those. And I told you guys too, I had my I have my receipt to use at Jewel. I got to get back my Ibotta rebate, which I probably actually going to submit tomorrow because I forgot to do tonight. So I should get 65 cents back for buying 2 of them, and they were $1.66 each. So it's going to be like a $2.50 or so. That was like $1.25 each, maybe around that price, a little bit more. But I paid like $1 or so for each bottle that I bought last week. So it's crazy though how like in 1 week literally like everything store wise has like completely flipped. I was telling you guys too, Caputo's had a live band at their store last Friday night when we went, and then like this Friday like people are rushing around to like buy up everything, which Caputo's, like I said, was not that bad. Valley Produce was not that bad. Jewel was a little bad, but again, I feel like maybe it was just the hour that we went. We literally went in the express lane because we had, I don't even know, let's see, we had 1 bag of potatoes, 1 cantaloupe, 2 bags of grapes, and 2 drinks. So I think we had 5 things or something like that, or 6. And Then we went to Aldi, and literally when we got out of the car, this lady was like walking up to us. She's like, you guys might want to hurry and get in there because there's nothing left on the shelves. And we were like, oh, ha ha ha, like, you know, funny jokes that people are saying is, you know, just small talk. We got in there, and at first I was like, oh, they still have stuff, and there's like a lady stocking the shelves and stuff like that. Like all of the, you know, most of the like nuts and like all of that kind of stuff were all like, you know, there. And then the aisle with all the like crackers and stuff seemed a little depleted. And then like I looked further down, no bread was there. There was absolutely no cans of anything left on the shelves. There was no water. There was nothing down the they did have like garbage bags, which we ended up picking up just because at that point I was like, should we start buying stuff that like is still left in the store? And I don't know how much garbage, like how many garbage bags we had, but I started thinking like, Jack never tells us when we're out of garbage bags. Normally, for the most part, everything else I know when we're starting to run low on. But as far as garbage bags go, like I never keep up to date with that or like keep track of it. Laundry detergent, because I do laundry, so I know when we're almost out. Dish detergent, you know, all of the normal things. I kind of keep, you know, a running tab. Like we don't have any of that left or whatever. But garbage bags is always, I never pay attention to because I don't deal with the garbage. So that's why I was just like, since it's here, let's just grab it. If we have extra, we have extra. It's not going to be that big of a deal. I think we at least bought one a few weeks ago, but I don't know how often we go through garbage bags. So anyways, picked up one of those. They did have the freeze-dried strawberries left, so I picked up some of those. I picked up some party mix for myself. We picked up some like Nutty Buddy bars that they still had. They still had like a couple things, but as far as there was no cans of anything. I don't think there was any pasta left anywhere. I don't think that there was like any, like, I don't know, almost any like, you know, shelf stable stuff. Because like I said, it's just like, once I think people hear like there isn't going to be, or there isn't any of this stuff left, or you see it in the store, then you feel like you have to go to a different store and buy it all up at that store. Or again, you hear it through social media and people are like, there's none of this left at my store, and you're like, wow, like, you know, there's none of this left at Walmart, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Aldi then and like, you know, try and get this stuff or whatever. Aldi seemed like I said, it was the worst place. And I saw some people sharing like that their Aldis were like saying like a limit of 4 like canned products, a limit of, our Aldi last week said a limit of 6 water bottles, and they were actually low on water last week. But we went to Menards, and our Menards was completely out of most canned products and all of the water, which was on sale, and they had a limit of 2, but they were completely out. So we're going to try at our Aldi tomorrow and see if, like, my big thing was that I really wanted to get some black beans that I didn't get, but our Aldi produce section too, completely, there was nothing left there. And there was, like I said, nothing left in the can aisle. So like every fresh produce item that I was thinking about getting at Aldi, couldn't get. We also got everything. Cabbage, our carrots, our red potatoes for, what's it called, that holiday that's coming up, St. Patrick's Day, but no corned beef. So they had some at Valley Produce, and I was like, no, I'm sure Aldi will have some. They didn't, and I didn't bother to check it, Jewel, I forgot. So I am a little nervous trying to go to even our Aldi, because when me and Matthew were going to the other stores, we saw the parking lot and I was like, geez, it is filled up. So I don't know what that's gonna be like. And tomorrow on a weekend too, when it's normally busy anyway, yeah, I don't know. But like for the most part, I mean, we're pretty stocked. It's just some stuff, like we go through phases, like, you know, we'll use a bunch of these type of products, and then we'll stop, you know, we'll use more of like this, and then we'll kind of switch and, you know, just switch back and forth and kind of stuff. And so I feel like, you know, like right now I'm using more black beans, whereas for a while I wasn't. And so I haven't, like, you know, I used up most of what we already had, so now we didn't have any, and I only have 1 can left, and I really wanted to get some black beans. So I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to see. But I do have a good amount of stuff to be able to make, you know, we have, like I said, freezer dinners, we do have snack stuff, we got frozen stuff. They had some stuff at Aldi that we were still able to, you know, grab. We didn't even spend, like, I think we spent $50 maybe at Aldi, which is not even our normal budget at Aldi. It's normally closer to 100, unless we're not getting that much. But we got $10 worth of like frozen chicken, that's like the pre-made frozen bag chicken stuff. like, not frozen chicken, but like it's like chicken strips sort of, I guess, or chicken fillets or something like that that's already like breaded and everything. So we got 2 bags of that, which I think are $4.99 or $5.99 each. So like that alone was like almost a fifth of what we ended up spending on groceries. And so like I said, there wasn't a whole ton, and I got those more just because like for snacks more for Matthew and Jack, like they can warm up 1 or 2 of those and have them for like lunch. But they did, like at Valley Produce, we got our fresh, you know, deli ham or turkey. We got turkey and cheese, so like we can make sandwiches. We have bread still, even though our Aldi was out of bread. But I got rye bread at Valley Produce. So although I'm not sharing with you guys everything we got because it was a stressful hot mess today, it was, like I said, just like I'm still overwhelmed and like everything that's like the stores what was going on at the stores and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we're going to try and get to those stores early in the morning tomorrow, but then my dad's also going to be gone out at, I was telling you guys, he's going out to, like, out where my brother goes to school, to meet with his siblings. And so, I was like, if you see a Menards, maybe try and stop and see if they don't have water at the other ones. I'm not sure that they would, but, you know, you can't hurt to go and look. Although we do probably have water enough for maybe 2 weeks. About 2 to 3 weeks if we can stretch it. But Matthew also has a water filter that he got for his dorm, like I think last semester or something like that, that he says he has a filter for that he's hardly used, and that like we might want to get another filter, but again, we can use tap water and just filter our water, so it's not that great big of a deal. But you know, I guess there's kind of ways around it, and for the most part we have a good stock in stuff that we should be good for, like, I mean, if worst came to worst, probably a few months. I mean, we wouldn't probably go hungry, but we would, you know, probably start to just be eating like either snack stuff, or we'd wind up eating all of the like perishables first, obviously. But you know, like I said, it's weird, like the perishables are the things that people are not buying. So all of the fresh stuff, the fresh produce and everything like that, is the stuff that is not being bought up and people aren't buying a lot of. So like that kind of stuff is actually like, I could go to the store probably next week and buy more, because it's not going fast like everything else is. But again, I just like to have the convenience of having a can of black beans, instead of having, you know, just like having dry beans and having to make them. I don't really even, like, I've never really made dry beans before. Or instead of just eating an apple, you know. So I don't know, but I got my salsa, so I still can make my like dip stuff that I made last week. They had cheese still at Aldi, although kind of gone almost, but they did have some cheese. I also got some cheese at Caputo's last week or 2 weeks ago, so we're kind of stocked in all of that. Like I said, you know, I feel like too, the other thing is that once stores realize where the demand is coming from, they'll start stocking the stores back up and making sure that they have an overabundance then of that to compensate for what people are buying. And then it'll kind of be like, I feel like by next week, it's not going to be a huge thing where people are going overboard and buying just like like I said, cans and stacks of cans of stuff and all that kind of, you know, thing. And it'll kind of level itself out where hopefully we can go back to our normal grocery shopping again, be it whatever winds up happening a week from now. I know I haven't really been talking about this lately, again, because I'm not a professional, I'm not dealing with it. I know everybody has their own opinions about what's going on. My thing is just like, I normally go grocery shopping every single week. We don't, you know, we stock up when we can and things, but just it's kind of, you know, changing the way now I have to shop, even because I can't just go and get my regular things that I get. I can't make my grocery list and go to the store and get X, Y, and Z. You know, I have to worry about what's actually at the store and then try and make a game plan from there, which is not how I shop. I always go, what's on sale this week? I'll go to 4 different stores to get all of it and then go shopping, you know, instead of, like I said, kind of the other way around. I'm going to the stores to figure out what they still have. And that's, like I said, not the way I'm accustomed to doing it. So I think, like I said, stores seem pretty confident that this is going to be a bounce back thing, you know, and they'll be able to get stock back in and all the things that they're out of. You know, it's just like gonna have to be kind of a slow process, and maybe even if it's not by next week, the week following, but I feel like within, you know, a little while, most likely the surge for stocking up on things that people are just now starting to do will kind of either diminish or start to level itself out. So like I said, we'll see by next week what's happening, but as far as this week, we were able to get, I guess, what we needed, and a good amount of stuff that'll kind of get us through again. Try and eat all perishable items first. You know, we got a bunch of apples, like I said, cantaloupe. We weren't able to get bananas, but like I said, at those 2 other stores that we went, even the 3 stores, Aldi was just really bad because they don't have a big stock of produce as is. So whatever was there, people are buying. And I felt like people were just going there because it was the cheapest option to buy the most food. And the same with Costco and like those other stores. Because they're so much cheaper, that's why people, I think, are going and buying in bulk at those stores, because they can. Because it's a cheaper option to buy in bulk. Whereas at like regular grocery stores, unless the stuff's on sale, it's probably going to be really expensive to buy that stuff. But again, I went in there to Jewel today and probably looked like the crazy person that was buying only 5 things, and you know, 3 of them were perishable, you know, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So again, we will see next week. I will keep you guys updated as far as my grocery journeys and my grocery diaries. But yeah, I need to get in the shower because, like I said, we're gonna try and see if I can't get a couple of things that I did have on my list for Aldi. Obviously, we really wanted to get corned beef, and we don't need it until Tuesday, so we still have a couple days if they don't get it back in at some store, or maybe we can try and, you know, just stop in at Jewel, because I didn't even bother checking. I should have, but Aldi was just really, really hit hard. So that's why I think people are just like, I don't even care what kind of meat this is, put it in the cart, you know, and that kind of stuff. And Aldi does tend to sell out a lot of times, regardless of their meat, whatever meat is on sale that week. I normally don't always buy their meat because I know it's a toss-up whether or not I'm actually gonna get it. So I should have just bought it at Caputo's or Valley Produce when I saw it, because I did, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this, and I was like, you know what, I'll just wait till Aldi. I shouldn't have. I should have gotten it there. But like I said, we can probably stop at a Jewel or something tomorrow. Anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.